ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरोः श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगण रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं श्रीकृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाकृष्णपादान् सहगण ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च। हे कृष्णा करुणा सिन्धो दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिकान्त राधाकान्त नमोस्तुते। तप्त काञ्चन गौराङ्गी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। नमो महावदान्याय कृष्णप्रेमप्रदायिने कृष्णाय कृष्ण चैतन्य नाम्ने गौरत्विषे नमः। पञ्चतत्त्वात्मकं कृष्णं भक्तरूपस्वरूपकं भक्तावतारं भक्ताख्यं नमामि भक्तशक्तिकं। श्रीकृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासदि गौरभक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। जन्माद्यस्य यतोऽन्वयादितरतश्चार्थेषु तेने ब्रह्महृदायादिकवये मुह्यन्ति यत्सूरयः। तेजो वारिमृदां यथा विनिमयो यत्र त्रिसर्गो मृषा धाम्ना स्वेन सदा निरस्तकुहकं सत्यं परं धीमहि। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। स्वस्ति अस्तु विश्वस्य खलः प्रसीदतां ध्यायन्तु भूतानि शिवं मिथो धिया। मनश्च भद्रं भजतादधोक्षजे आवेश्यतां नो मतिरप्यहैतुकी। आप सभी का स्वागत है आज के
We welcome all of you to today's Bhagavad Gita class.
और हम अध्ययन कर रहे हैं
We are studying
अध्याय का 10वां श्लोक।
4th chapter, verse 10.
में भगवान ने कहा था
In the previous verse, Bhagavan explained
दिव्य हैं,
that my birth and activities are transcendental, and one who understands this in Tattva, he
जन्म नहीं लेता।
will not take rebirth after giving up this body, rather he will attain me.
तो बहुत
So
सरल उपाय उन्होंने बताया।
Bhagavan explained a very simple process to attain him.
यो व्यक्ति तत्वता, लेकिन एक
But
शब्द जोड़ दिया इन्होंने,
he added this word tattva, to know him in tattva,
जानने के बाद में
in
उसका
truth.
प्रभाव क्या है कि फिर
So what is the result of knowing him? One does not take rebirth in this world.
तो उसके बारे में फिर वो
So regarding
इस
that,
श्लोक को बोलते हैं,
he
उसका एक
speaks
उदाहरण देने
this
के लिए।
verse to give an example for what he explained earlier. So he says that previous
प्राप्त किया
uh, in the previous ages, many people
वीतराग भय
attained
क्रोध
me.
मनमया माम उपाश्रिताः बहवो ज्ञान तपसा पूता मद्भावम आगता। आसक्ति
Translation:
भय और क्रोध से
being
पूर्णतया
completely
मुक्त
freed from attachment,
मुझ में
fear, and
पूर्णतया
anger,
तल्लीन होकर
being fully absorbed
मेरे
in
शरण
me,
लेकर तथा
having
ज्ञान
taken
तप से शुद्ध
refuge in
होकर
me, and being
अनेक
purified
मनुष्य
through
पूर्ण
knowledge
प्रबोध
and
मुझे प्राप्त
penance,
हुए।
many have attained me in the
तो यहाँ
past.
पर उन्होंने ज्ञान तपसा शब्द का प्रयोग
So
किया।
here he has used the word Gyan
तो ये
Tapasa.
ज्ञान कौन सा है? ये वही है
So
जो
here,
हमने
what
पिछले
is the
श्लोक में
Gyan?
कहा था।
It
एवं
is the
सर्वत्र
same what he
व्याप्त
explained in the
मुझे इस
previous
प्रकार से
verse,
तत्व रूप से
that one
जानता
who
है,
knows, understands me in Tattva.
उसी को यहाँ पर ज्ञान तपसा कहते हैं।
So that is what he is telling here as Gyan Tapasa.
क्योंकि वास्तव में तपस्या का मूल उद्देश्य ज्ञान प्राप्त करना ही है।
Because the real
अनेक प्रकार की
reason
तपस्याओं का
for doing
वर्णन आता
tapasya is
है।
to get Gyan. Many types
कुछ
of
लोग
tapasyas are
पंचाग्नि तप
explained.
करते हैं,
Some
कुछ
people
लोग
do
कहते हैं
Panchagni
ऊपर
Tapa,
से सूर्य नीचे
Agni,
खड़े होकर
Surya,
जप
standing,
करते हैं।
doing
तो
japa.
उसका उद्देश्य है भगवान
So
में
the
मन लगाना,
purpose of doing that is to engage
क्योंकि
the
हमारा
mind in
मन बहुत
Bhagavan,
चंचल है
because our mind is
और
very flickering
बाह्य परिस्थिति से विचलित
and
हो जाता है।
it gets disturbed
तो
by
उसका अभ्यास
external
करना जो चीज़ उसके
circumstances.
प्रतिकूल है
So to practice that,
गया। भगवान ने बताया यहाँ पर के
so Bhagavan told here
रूपी तप करने से
that
आप
by
पवित्र
doing
हो
the
जाओगे।
tapasya of
और
jnana,
आगे जाके
you will
भगवान
become pure.
बोलते हैं
Because
कि नहीं
later
ज्ञानेन
Bhagavan will say
नहीं ज्ञानेन सदृशम पवित्रम यह विद्यते, कि ज्ञान के बराबर और कोई पवित्र करने वाली कोई चीज़ नहीं है। पवित्र
that
करने
there
के
is
अनेक
nothing
प्रकार से
as purifying as jnana. There are many things
स्नान
that
करना,
purify, like bath,
लेकिन सबसे मुख्य चीज़ जो है वो ज्ञान है।
but the most important
क्या
is
और
jnana.
मल क्या है? मल राग
Because
द्वेष
what is
अहंकार।
impurity? Impurity is rag, dvesh, attachment and
इसको दूर करना
aversion,
होगा
ahankar.
तो ज्ञान से करना होगा।
And if we
राग
have
द्वेष क्या
to
है?
get rid of this rag,
ये
dvesh,
ज्ञान ही है ना।
it is possible through the jnana. Because ultimately raga, dvesh are also a type
द्वेष का
of
मतलब
jnana
अविद्या
only.
अभिनिवेश। तो अविद्या का मतलब वहाँ ज्ञान का अभाव नहीं
There,
है, वो गलत
avidya
है।
does not mean lack of knowledge,
तो
it
ज्ञान का
means
होता है
wrong
प्रमा
knowledge.
अप्रमा।
Jnana is of two types, prama and aprama and
तो
brahma.
गलत ज्ञान से ही राग द्वेष होता है। जब हम
So, due to wrong knowledge,
देखो
we have raga,
ध्यान से
dvesh.
उसे समझ, जब हम समझेंगे
But when we
कि
get the
वास्तव में
correct
हम सब
knowledge
भगवान ही
and in tattva,
हैं,
we will realize
शरीर के
that
रूप में, जीवों के रूप में।
there is Bhagavan
किससे
everywhere.
अभ्यास करोगे? आप
So
देखोगे
then,
आप शरीर भी
with
भगवान
whom
का
will you
अंश है,
have attachment and aversion?
आप भी
Your
भगवान का
body
अंश है।
itself is also made of
तो
Bhagavan's
राग द्वेष
Prakriti.
किससे होगा?
You are also Bhagavan's Angsha.
राग द्वेष मतलब
Everyone is
आसक्ति
Angsha of
भक्ति
Bhagavan.
माया
So how can you have Raga Dvesh
किसी
for
में।
anybody?
तो फिर शुद्धि हो जाएगी हृदय की।
So then there will be
इसलिए
purification of heart.
उपनिषद में एक शब्द यही
That's
है,
why
ज्ञानमयम तपः।
in Mundakupanishad there is
ज्ञानमय
a
तप,
statement
तप
about
से ज्ञान भी
Jnanamaya
होता है,
Tapa.
ज्ञान भी होता है।
Tapa also means
इसका
Jnana
उद्देश्य वास्तव में
because its goal
ज्ञान
is
प्राप्त करना ही है।
to achieve Jnana.
तो तप का मतलब ये नहीं कि एक टांग पर खड़े
Tapa
होकर
does
भगवान
not
का ध्यान
mean
करो,
that you stand on one leg,
प्रकार की व्रत करो। उसका उद्देश्य है
that you do just do lot of vratas.
परिग्रह किस लिए
It
करते हैं? ताकि
mainly
हम
means regulating
भगवान में
the
लगे।
senses. And why do we regulate the senses? So that we
संसार
can engage our mind in Bhagavan.
का मतलब
And that leads to
तो
purification.
अशुद्धि ये आसक्ति ही है
So
संसार में।
impurity is nothing but this
संसार में
material
आसक्ति है।
attachment and especially the ahankara.
तपस्या का भी अहंकार हो जाता है लोगों को, अगर
And then
तपस्या
people
अच्छी
have
नहीं की
ahankara of
उपदेश नहीं सुना।
tapasya, of penance also.
तो तपस्वियों का भी तो अहंकार रहता है, इसलिए जो तपस्वी लोग होते हैं वो गुस्सा
The
बहुत जल्दी करते हैं।
the tapasvis, they also have their ahankara. That's why they
तो
become
अहंकार के
angry
कारण ही होता है।
very quickly. So why do
जो
you become
अहंकारी नहीं
angry?
होगा उसका
That
क्रोध
is
नहीं
because
होगा।
of ahankara. One who doesn't have this
इसलिए
material
अहंकार नष्ट
ego,
होगा,
how will he become
शांत
angry? He will
होगा।
be humble. That's why Sri Mahaprabhu said,
वाणी ने मान देने कीर्तनीय सदा हरि। तो ये उन्होंने मूल मंत्र दिया। तो
Trinadapi Sunichena. He gave this
तब हमें अपने
mool
तपस्या
mantra.
पर गर्व होगा।
as long as we have pride about our physical power, our tapasya, ahankara can be of anything. You can be proud of anything. One can be proud of his humility also, that I am very humble. So that is not humility.
तो इसको छोड़ना,
So giving up all this
इसी को यहाँ
is
छूता मत बन।
purification.
तो जो आप सुनते हैं कि दुर्वासा मुनि या कितने ऋषि मुनि थोड़ा सा कुछ हो जाए तो तुरंत क्रोधित होकर श्राप दे देते हैं।
So like we hear many times that Durvasa ji becomes angry very quickly and he curses. So that means the total purification, internal purification has not happened. Otherwise, why should he become angry at some trivial matters? So when this raga dvesh will go away, then there will be purification. And if raga dvesh are still lying in the chitta, then still there is impurity. So this is the parameter to evaluate how much material attachment we have lost. And these attachments going away does not mean that we start hating the sense objects. Because this also happens that people give up the sense objects, but they start having aversion towards the sense objects, that I will not touch money. Some people become famous that this person doesn't even touch money. So even if you touch money, what will happen? Money is not going to eat you up. The problem is not in the money, problem is in the attachment to the money. Or somebody says that woman is not allowed to enter here, but then you were born from a woman only, and our worshipable personality is feminine only. Bhagavan Shri Krishna has so many leelas with feminine personalities.
वीतराग का मतलब जो है वो उसके विरुद्ध में जाके अब द्वेष करना नहीं।
So vitaraga does not mean that you develop aversion towards the sense objects.
आसक्ति है ना विषय से द्वेष है।
So ideally we should neither have attachment to sense objects nor aversion towards sense objects.
वैराग का शब्द, वैराग शब्द है ना हिंदी में।
Like in Hindi we have vairag word.
वैराग का मतलब होता है वैर की आग।
Some people interpret it as vair ki aag, meaning the fire, the fire of enmity.
तो इसलिए वैरागी बाबा थोड़ी देर में गुस्से हो जाते हैं कि वैर की आग।
That's why you see many Vairagi Babas, renunciants, they become very angry.
वीतराग शब्द का प्रयोग किया है कि
That's why here Bhagavan has used the word Vitarag, that he doesn't have dvesh also, doesn't have asakti or attachment also.
और ये तभी संभव है जब व्यक्ति भगवान के शरणागत होता है।
This is only possible when the person takes shelter of Bhagavan.
जब तक भगवान की शरणागति नहीं होगी तब तक अपना अहंकार रहेगा।
So as long as one is not surrendered to Bhagavan, he will have his ahankar. That's why in the Gyan Marg, Yoga Marg, there is so much problem. You become a big Gyani or Yogi, then you have so much ahankar. But in the Bhakti Marg, the more you progress in Bhakti, the more you become humble. Why you become humble? Because you consider yourself as Dasa. Hanumanji said that fools want to become masters. The real success is in becoming Dasa. So in Omkar, A, U and Ma, there is Narayan, Lakshmi and Dasa. The 25th element is Bhagavan's Das. So this is our Swarupa.
तो दास भूतो हरे रेव नान्यस्तु कदाचन। तो भगवान के दास ही हैं हम, यही हमारा।
So we are Bhagavan's Dasa only.
ज्ञान तब सब होता है, यही ज्ञान प्राप्त करना है, इसको समझ।
This is what it means to attain jnana, to understand in tattva. and then after understanding we imbibe it in our life. Simply theoretical word knowledge is not enough, because raga dvesha are not just theoretical concepts in our mind. They are lying in our chitta. Their samskaras are there. Similarly, we need the samskaras of the gyan, not just the theoretical gyan. So, in order to get rid of the impurity from the chitta, in order to clean the chitta, we need the samskaras of this gyan. So, Bhagavan is telling here that many people in the past have attained me by knowing me. So, this Manmaya word is very important. Like we say Tanmaya, similarly, there is Manmaya. Tan comes from Tat and Man is from Mat, meaning to become absorbed in Him. So when we understand Bhagavan's birth and activities, then we will become naturally attracted towards Him. Because where do we get attracted? In something extraordinary, something very good. The sense objects in which we get attracted are those which have some unique quality, maybe excellent taste or smell or excellent form, very beautiful. That is what attracts us. But all these qualities, they are present in the most complete, extraordinary form in Bhagavan. So when we understand his birth and qualities, then we will have natural attraction towards him. But then you have to understand that properly. Then only you will get have Shraddha in that. Otherwise, many people say these are just stories. These kathas that people tell about Ram and Krishna, they say it is all written by Vyasa. There is no reality in that. There is no truth in that. Like nowadays, people write some novels. So people say that Vyasa also wrote some novels out of his imagination. They say, how is it possible that a person lifts a mountain or creates a bridge on the ocean? But if you analyze in a neutral way also, you will realize that this is true. Now you just become influenced by hearing whatever people say, because many people are spreading these ideas that this is just imagination, then you also start believing in that. But if you actually analyze, investigate in a neutral way, then you will understand that this is not imagination, because Bhagavan Sri Krishna's footprints are still there on the stone wherever he stood and played the flute, not just in one place but in many places. His footprints, his friends' footprints. So it is not that somebody created these footprints on the stones and made up stories. It's not like that. Even the bridge that Bhagavan Ram, the his army built, it is still found under the ocean. So people do not have Shraddha, so that Shraddha is needed to get purification of the heart. So just like a lusty person's heart becomes absorbed in the woman, similarly, this Manmaya is to get our mind, our heart absorbed in Bhagavan. Only then we can become free from this Raga Dvesh. So Shri Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakurji explains in the commentary to this verse that Vitaraga Bhaya Krodh means that those who give all kinds of wrong logic in respect of Bhagavan, devotees, they do not have attachment towards such people. They stay away from such people, nor they have any fear from such people, and they are also not angry at such people. They just stay away, neutral, unaffected by these people. So Vitaraga Bhaya Krodha also means this, because Bhagavan told earlier that my birth and activities are divya. So some people do not accept this. So now shall we become envious of such people? No. Shall we become angry at them? No. So raga happens in the vishayas, in the sense objects. If we have nishtha in some particular philosophy, we are attached to that, and if somebody speaks against that, we become angry at that person. So Sri Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur is telling that we should understand our tattva, but we should not have envy or anger at others. So this krodha, bhaya, etc., they all come from raga only. When we have attachment for something and we want to obtain it, but if somebody creates an obstacle in that, then we become angry at that person. If somebody creates an obstacle in our attempt to fulfill our sense gratification, then we become angry at that person. And when our desires get satisfied, then we become greedy, we want more. This is the nature of mind. When desire is fulfilled, then we become happy, and what we like, we want more. We always want more of what we like. If something is favorable to us, we want more and more of that. Now it is another point that our stomach has uh, limited capacity to fulfill itself, so we cannot eat beyond a certain limit. But say like wealth, so we want to attain wealth, there is no limit to how much wealth you want to attain, or property. So then you become greedy to get more and more money. Or if you have attained wealth and if somebody wants to steal it away, if you become doubtful of somebody, or you have doubt that somebody will steal your wealth, then you become fearful of that person. Or if somebody is creating obstacle while we are trying to engage in sense gratification.
तो इसलिए जो राग भय और क्रोध यहाँ जो लिखे हैं और उसके साथ में लोभ को और जोड़ लीजिए, तो ये सब राग से
So
ही आते हैं।
here this raga, dvesh, bhaya, lobh,
परिवार के
they is all come from raga, dvesh only. They are all members of the family of raga only.
में राग होता है तो उसके जो विरुद्ध वस्तु होते हैं
So when you have raga or attachment to one object, then you have also have aversion to what is opposite to that.
और ये तभी
So going beyond all this
तत्व
is only possible when we understand the tattva vastu.
चीजों को
That's why in Shastra this point is explained again and again.
शरीर को
Otherwise,
आत्मा मानते हैं
what
तो
happens?
फिर शरीर संबंधी वस्तुओं में ही हमारी
We consider our body itself to be the Atma, and then we have attachment for body and objects needed for the body, whether it is our family, our wealth, etc.
ज्ञान है।
So this is a type of ignorance,
ज्ञान से हम मोहित रहते
agyan, and we remain bewildered
हैं। मोह
by
होने का
this
मतलब
agyan.
हमारा जो चित्त है वो ठीक से नहीं
Moha. Moha means our chitta cannot understand things as it is. Then we do not understand the tattva of Bhagavan. So these two do not
जितना
go
ही हमें
together.
ज्ञान होगा उतना ही हम
The
भगवान
more we have ignorance, the less we will understand
शक्ति से
about Bhagavan. The more we have agyan, we will understand less and less about Bhagavan. Our capacity to understand Bhagavan is finished. Due to Raga Dvesh,
इसलिए भगवान
our intelligence is polluted. That's why Bhagavan is telling here that get rid of this uh, rag,
जब तक
bhaya,
आप ठीक
krodh.
से समझेंगे नहीं
So we can get rid of this only when we understand it properly.
तो ऐसा नहीं है कि आप कुछ
Unless we understand
लगवा
its mechanism properly, it will not go away.
या कोई ताबीज या गंड
It's not like eating some tablet or taking an injection.
ऐसा संभव नहीं।
it is not possible to get rid of raga dvesh like that. You have to get the proper understanding. You have to use your buddhi,
तो समझना
your
पड़ेगा
intelligence. You have to understand
काम करता
how agyan works,
है तत्व वस्तु क्या है।
what is tattva vastu.
इसलिए जो पिछले श्लोक में बात तो
That's why
साधारण सी
in the
लगी
previous verse, what was discussed appeared very simple.
तत्व होता है, देखने में बहुत आसान सी लगती है
Superficially, it appears very easy,
आसान तो
simple,
है नहीं।
but it is not so easy as it appears to be.
संभव है
It is only possible
अपने अज्ञान
when
को छोड़ें,
we give up our agyan and attain this
वही होगा
jnana.
जब हम ठीक से शास्त्र का श्रवण
And that is only possible when we learn Shastra, we hear Shastra properly. That's why studying Shastra is extremely important. Otherwise, but people say, what is the use of studying Shastra? Just do Nam Japa,
लीजिए वो अच्छा है
just do chanting.
साथ
So it
में
is good you do chanting, Nam Jap, but along with that,
समय
this
नहीं होना
Agyan which is there in your chitta, it is not allowing the Nam Jap to manifest its power, because if you do Nam Japa, you have to do Nam Japa properly.
अगर आप
Then only it
नए
will
अपराध भी
show
करेंगे
its
साथ में
manifest its result. If you are doing Japa
उसका असर
and
नहीं होगा,
simultaneously doing offenses, then you will not see the result of
इसलिए यहाँ पे
Japa.
स्पष्ट
You will
भगवान
not get that. So that's why here Bhagavan is telling very clearly,
मनमया कि
get
जिसका
rid of this rag, bhaya,
भगवान में
krodh.
मन बुद्धि चित्त लग गया है,
One whose
जैसे
mind, intelligence,
एक
chitta
कामुक
is absorbed in
स्त्री में
Bhagavan,
लग जाता है, किसी
like just like a lusty person
पुरुष में
gets
लग जाता है,
absorbed
उसी प्रकार
in a
से
woman, or a lusty woman becomes absorbed in a man.
का नाम
Similarly,
उपाय नहीं,
our mind should become
कामेषु
absorbed in Bhagavan.
सर्वतो। तो जैसे अविवेकी व्यक्तियों की प्रीति
Just like a person who is bereft of discrimination remains absorbed in sense objects, similarly, we should become absorbed in Bhagavan.
ये अत्यंत आवश्यक है,
This is extremely essential.
तो फिर मन जो है उनमें ही लीन होगा।
Then only our mind will be absorbed in him.
सूख जाए थे, पहले कहा था ना कि विषय
He
के
had
ज्ञान
told
से
earlier
उन्हीं में आसक्त
that if you meditate on sense objects,
भागवत में
then
भगवान कहते हैं कि माम ध्यायतश्चित्ते मयि एव प्रविलीयते, कि मेरा ध्यान करोगे तो चित्त मेरे में लीन
in
होगा,
Bhagavad Bhagavan says that
का ध्यान करोगे
if you meditate on me, your chitta will be absorbed in me. If you meditate on sense objects, your chitta will be absorbed in sense objects. So to remove the mind from sense objects and engage it in Bhagavan, meaning our object of meditation should be Bhagavan, not the sense objects. This is called sadhana.
ध्यान रखना है कि
Sadhana means to always remain aware and keep a check that where is my mind getting attracted,
मन की शक्ति जो
because
है वो व्यर्थ
we
चिंतन में
invest lot of our mental energy
कुछ चलते
and time in brooding over unnecessary things.
के स्वप्न आते रहते हैं,
Just like you get dreams while sleeping, they are all useless. Those dreams, they have nothing to do with Bhagavan.
रात को तो
Similarly, it goes on in the day also. So at the night while sleeping, you don't have any control over that, because your intelligence has entered into tamas.
काल छाया
So
होता
it is sleeping, so
है,
it
मन
is
उसको खुला
clouded by darkness. So mind has complete freedom.
छोड़ दो तो
Just
दौड़ेगा
like
अंधेरे में,
you release the
ऐसे ही
horse,
होता है।
it will run here and there.
लेकिन अपनी जागृत
Similarly
अवस्था
with the
में
mind while
सोना
dreaming. But at least while in the
दिवास्वप्न
wakeful
में
state, we should not dream. But people
उस समय
see dreams while remaining awake also.
मन को
So while we are awake, we should use our buddhi and engage it in Bhagavan.
आत्मनिर्भर समन्वयित, जहाँ जहाँ भी मन भागता है इधर उधर,
So wherever your mind runs here and there,
भगवान में लगाना,
hold it and bring it back
यही मनमया का
to Bhagavan. This is what Manmaya means.
माम उपाश्रिता। तो हमारे मन को कुछ आश्रय चाहिए,
Our mind needs an ashraya, it needs a shelter,
आश्रय चाहिए ना,
it needs an vishay that it will hold on to. Mind is never without any vishay, it always has a vishay.
तो उस विषय को भगवान को दो, वही हमारा आश्रय हो।
So that vishaya should be Bhagavan. Bhagavan should be our ashraya.
होता है कि संसार में आश्रय
So generally what happens
है
is
और आसक्ति
that
दूसरी जगह होती है।
in this world, Ashraya is different and attachment is to different object. Like a person is, let's say, working in some institution or
तो
office.
उस संस्था का मालिक जो है वो उसका
So
आश्रय है,
the boss of that institution is the Ashraya. But where is the attachment of the worker? His attachment lies in his home.
आश्रय दूसरी
So his attachment in his home, but his Ashraya is in the boss. But here what we are supposed to do, we should have, for us both should be
है,
same.
उसकी आसक्ति भी मेरे में होनी चाहिए,
Asakti, the attachment also should be in Bhagavan, and the
आश्रय
Ashraya
भी मैं ही हूँ,
should also be
तो उसको
Bhagavan.
भक्ति बोलते हैं।
That is called Bhakti.
भक्ति में आश्रय
In
और
Bhakti,
आसक्ति,
Ashraya and
आश्रय
Asakti,
एक ही
the shelter and attachment both are same, Bhagavan only. They are not
भगवान
different.
ही हमारे आश्रय हैं,
Bhagavan is our shelter
भगवान में ही हमारे आश्रय
and
होने
our
चाहिए।
attachment should be in Bhagavan only.
और ये सब मन का ही खेल है,
And it is all a game of the mind only.
के लिए
And for mind,
करने के लिए
in order to control it, in order to regulate it, you need buddhi.
को दी हुई है,
And that is what Bhagavan has already given us.
खरीदनी नहीं,
We don't have to bring it
और हमें उसको
from outside. We don't have to purchase it from somewhere.
बिल भी
And
नहीं
in order to use our buddhi, we do not have to pay any money to the government.
करके
So we should use it.
भगवान को प्राप्त हो सकते हैं। तो फिर वो कहते हैं कि मद भावम आगता,
If you use it, we can attain Bhagavan.
हो जाते हैं।
So then Bhagavan says, such a person attains my bhav. Here bhava can also refer to bhav bhakti,
तो प्राप्त हो,
meaning he attains my bhakti, my prema for me.
जो मुक्ति भी हो सकता है,
Where mad bhavam can also refer to sayujya mukti. Depends on which path you are following. If you are following bhakti path or whether you are following jnana or karma. So accordingly, the meaning of the word bhava here will change. The context here is of karma yoga, the third, fourth, and fifth chapters. This is section is of karma yoga, but there here also Bhagavan is talking about his bhakti, because without bhakti neither karma nor jnana yoga can be
आवश्यक है।
successful. Bhakti is of utmost importance for both.
तो इस समय ये
Otherwise, here
कहाँ से ले आए?
what is the point of speaking about bhakti in the context of karma yoga?
मन में या मामोपाश्रय आश्रय की बात,
So this is clear here.
जिसकी बात अंत में जाके भी करेंगे, मन मना भव मद भक्ता।
He's talking about Ashraya, he'll talk about it later also.
तो
So
मेरे भाव को
he
करते हैं,
attains my bhava.
तो इसलिए भगवान ने ये यहाँ पर एक हमको निदर्शन दिया, उदाहरण दिया, जो
So here Bhagavan has given an example,
पिछले श्लोक में बताया था।
the Siddhanta, the philosophy that he explained in the previous verse, how a person can become liberated by understanding me in Tattva.
कि इस
He is giving example for that.
भी बहुत
He is telling not just now, earlier also, there have been many people
एक या
who
बहुत सारे बहवो ज्ञान
became perfected, and it is not just one, many people attained purification
अब इसमें प्रश्न
by following this path.
ज्ञानी लोग
Now the question may be
को प्राप्त
that jnanis they attain Bhagavan,
नहीं है, वो प्राप्त नहीं,
but what about the ignorant people?
तो
They will not attain Bhagavan.
आप
Then this means that
आपकी समदृष्टि नहीं
you have partiality. You are partial. You are not equal to everyone.
करते हैं,
Those who attain your knowledge, you give them buddhi. Others, for others, you don't give them. So somebody may say that you are partial. So Bhagavan is replying
कहते हैं ये यथा
in the 11th verse.
तांस तथैव भजाम्यहम् मम वर्तमानुवर्तन्ते मनुष्याः पार्थ सर्वशः। कहते हैं कि
Translation: I reciprocate with all who seek refuge in me
मैं उनके
in direct correspondence with the essential nature of their surrender.
सभी मनुष्य
For all human beings, regardless of their disposition, follow my path in every respect, O son of Pritha.
यहाँ पर एक और
So here Bhagavan is explaining one more Siddhanta, like he explained earlier. Here he is explaining one more Siddhanta.
को उसके भाव के अनुसार
He's telling that
जिस भाव से वो मेरे पास आता है,
reciprocate with every person according to the bhava in which he approaches me.
इसमें तो कोई विषमता नहीं है।
So there is no
अगर आप मेरे
partiality
से
in this.
शत्रुता रखते हैं तो मैं भी
If
आपसे
you are my friend, I also become your
अगर आप
friend.
मेरे से द्वेष रखते हैं तो
If
मैं भी
you
आपसे द्वेष रखूंगा।
have enmity towards me, I also have enmity towards you. So in
विषमता
this,
नहीं है,
there
देखने
is
में
no
विषमता लगती
partiality
है,
that I have. It may appear partiality.
लोग कहेगा कि आप चाहे शत्रुता करें चाहे मित्रता
Equality
करें,
means people say
आपको
that
गले लगाना।
whether you have friendship or enmity, the other person should always embrace
ये तो
us.
उसमें तो विषमता हो गई।
Bhagavan says no, that is actually partiality.
मैं तो जैसे आप हैं वैसा ही मैं आपके साथ
The
रहूंगा,
way you approach me, I reciprocate accordingly. So I am
इसमें
not partial.
विषमता नहीं है।
So there is no
वो
partiality in
आपके
that.
भी अनुरूप पड़ेगा, क्योंकि अगर आप मेरे को पसंद नहीं करते हैं और मैं आपको गले लगाऊं
And that will be
तो
good
आप
for you
अच्छा नहीं
also.
लगेगा ना।
If you have enmity towards me and I embrace you, will you like that? No, you will not like that because you want to stay away from me.
नास्तिक हैं तो
So
भगवान
those who believe in Bhagavan, those who are the
उनके प्रति
astikas,
तुष्टि कर
theists,
देते हैं, क्योंकि वो भी तो यही चाहते
he
हैं ना।
he looks after them,
इसलिए
and those who do not believe in
जो
Bhagavan,
नास्तिक हैं उनके
Bhagavan
पीछे
does not
भगवान
look
पड़ते हैं
after
कि मैं यहाँ
them
हूँ यहाँ
because
हूँ,
that's what they want. They don't want interference of Bhagavan in their
इसलिए
life.
हमें परेशान
But if
करते हैं।
Bhagavan interferes there forcefully, then they will be upset
तो
that
इसलिए
why is he
जो
interfering in our life? We don't
जो
want
जिस
him.
प्रकार से देखता है,
So
जो
he
जिस
is telling
प्रकार
that
से मेरी प्रपत्ति ग्रहण
the
करता
way
है,
one sees me, the way one
मैं
surrenders
भी
to
उसको
me,
उसी प्रकार से
I
ग्रहण
also
करता हूँ।
reciprocate accordingly.
तो जैसे आजकल की जो आधुनिक विज्ञान में जो क्वांटम मैकेनिक्स है, तो उसमें एक वो डबल स्लिट एक्सपेरिमेंट
So
है।
like in the modern science, there is this double slit experiment in quantum mechanics. They check
बताओ एक
that
वेव है या
light is
पार्टिकल
a
है,
particle or wave.
वो एक तरंग है या एक अणु है। तो वहाँ बड़ा मज़ेदार घटना उनकी होती है कि जब उसको देखने जाते हैं कि अणु है तो
So
अणु ही
there,
दिखता है।
the result is very interesting. When they see it as particle, it appears as particle. When they see it as wave,
ये था माम
it
प्रपद्ये
appears as wave.
भजाम्यहम्। भाई तू मेरे को अणु देखना चाहता तो मैं अणु बन
So
जाऊंगा।
Bhagavan is telling, you want to see me as Anu, I will become Anu. If you want to see me as wave, I become wave.
हम क्या ना करें।
Sorry.
तो ये प्रकृति में भी तो ऐसे होता है ना, कोई आपसे
So
प्रेम
it
से बात
happens
करता
in
है
Prakriti, in nature, material nature also. If somebody
तो कोई
speaks
आपसे
lovingly to you, you also feel like speaking lovingly. If somebody hates you, you also feel
हाँ तो
like staying away from that person. So here even light is behaving like that,
निर्जीव वस्तु
which is
जीवात्म
just matter. What to speak of living
परम
beings?
चेतन
And
तत्व,
Bhagavan is the ultimate
इसलिए कहते हैं ये
conscious
जना
person.
प्रपद्यन्ते ताम तथैव भजाम्यहम्, कि जो जिस प्रकार से जिस भाव से जिस
So he is
संबंध से
telling that according to the bhava,
अपने
the
करता है, तो
relation
मैं भी
with which
कोई
one
जो
approaches me,
नास्तिक लोग हैं उनको
those who
हमेशा
are atheists,
ऐसे ही
Nastikas,
प्रमाण मिलेंगे कि भगवान है ही नहीं,
they will always
ऐसे
get
ही हरियाणवी मिलेंगे,
evidences, pramanas to
ऐसे ही
prove
उनको
that there
सिद्धांत
is no
खोज खोज आ
Bhagavan.
जाएंगे
They will get such
कि
bones
ये लगेगा
and
कि ये
they will get
साक्षात
such
बात बना है।
philosophies in their mind, which will
कुछ लोग
convince
हैं उनके
them
मन में कि वो
that this world has appeared on its own.
है, लेकिन
They
भगवान
think
को
that they are very
वो ये
intelligent.
चाहता है कि
So,
मैं
but
यूं ही
Bhagavan
रहूं,
says that okay, you want to be like this, you
मरना
remain
चाहता
like this.
हूं,
Because what is Bhagavan's
मुझे
loss?
कुछ नुकसान
If you
थोड़ी
do
है।
not want to believe in Bhagavan, don't
तो
believe.
उन लोगों को
There
वो
is no loss for Bhagavan.
वातावरण पैदा कर देंगे उनके लिए कि उनको
So
लगेगा
Bhagavan
कि
will
भाई,
create such environment for them,
तो वो किसी की श्रद्धा में जो है
which
लगा
will
देंगे,
make them believe that
जैसी
there
वैसी
is no
श्रद्धा
Bhagavan.
उन्होंने।
So Bhagavan does not create any obstacle in anybody's Shraddha.
ये क्या है, जाकी रही भावना जैसी प्रभु मूरत तिन देखी तैसी। तो अगर आप प्रभु को सोचते हैं कि प्रभु हैं ही नहीं,
So if you
प्रभु वैसे भी
think that there is no Prabhu, there is no
आप
Bhagavan, so
सोचते हैं कि वो
Bhagavan
साकार है
also
निराकार, तो आप
uh,
मानते हैं कि
will
प्रभु
not
में दो
appear
विभाग होते
for
हैं,
you.
कुछ लोग उनको मानते नहीं है और कुछ मानते हैं।
So first of all, there are two divisions: those who do not believe in him, and others those who believe in him.
संसार
Those who do
में
not
आज
believe in him, for them the whole world
ऐसे ही हैं जो
is
मानते
there.
नहीं।
Most of the people
हमारी
today are Nastikas only, because our modern education system proves this only,
डार्विन का विकास
that the Darwin's evolution theory, Big Bang theory, and all these things, how this world was created.
और जो भगवान को मानते हैं फिर उसके
And those who believe in Bhagavan, there are again two divisions, those who believe in the personal form and those who believe in impersonal.
वो केवल शक्ति है, तो इसको मानने वाले भी
So
बहुत हैं।
impersonalists, they say that he is just a Shakti,
तो
he
दूसरे
doesn't have a form.
पुस्तक वाले
There are many people like that.
बाइबल कुरान वाले
The people belonging to Bible, Quran, they also believe in impersonal God only.
में रहता है, उनका
They say
बेटा
that
भी है लेकिन उनका कोई रूप नहीं है,
he lives in heaven, he has a son, but he has no form.
बड़े आश्चर्य
So it is strange that God has a son also, but he doesn't have a form.
बोलते हैं ना।
They say, where is God sitting? He is sitting on a throne.
और जीसस कहाँ पे
Christians believe this. And where is Jesus seated? Jesus is seated on his right side.
भगवान का रूप कुछ नहीं,
But Bhagavan doesn't have a form.
तो उनका बेटा भी है, राज्य भी करते हैं, लेकिन
So he has son also, he is ruling over,
उपदेश भी
sitting on the throne also, he has given instructions also, there are commandments also.
उपदेश दिए,
10 commandments are there,
लेकिन निराकार।
but he is impersonal.
भारत में भी पूरा द्वैतवाद
And in our country also,
ब्रह्म को ही मानता है,
India also, most of the people, they believe in Advaitavad,
साकारवाद है,
only Brahma.
फिर साकार
And then there is Sakarvad, those who believe in the personal form. There also there are many divisions. There is Vishishta Advaitavad, some say Shuddha Advaitavad,
द्वैत
some say it is Dvaita Advaita,
भेदा भेद,
some say it is Bheda Bhed, some say it is Swabhavika Bheda Bhed, some say it is Achintya Bheda Bhed.
सिद्धांत आप पढ़ोगे तो उसका लगेगा
And whichever Siddhanta you study, you will feel that it is correct.
पढ़ने लगोगे तो
If you study Advaitavad, it will appear as correct.
पढ़ोगे तो
If you study Vishishta Advaita, it is correct.
शुद्ध द्वैत का पढ़ोगे
If you study Shuddha Advaita, it is also correct.
भगवान
So
सबको ठीक ही,
Bhagavan
क्योंकि सबकी अपनी अपनी
convinces everyone that you are right,
अपना भाव है,
because everyone has his own understanding,
भगवान
his own perspective. So Bhagavan
से वो होलोग्राम
presents himself like that only. Like you see the hologram picture.
दिखता है, उधर
One side you see Radha Krishna, other side you may see Sitaram. Front if you see it is Shiv Parvati. The picture is one only.
तो भगवान भी ऐसे ही,
So Bhagavan is also like this.
तो जिसकी जहाँ जिसमें श्रद्धा होती है तो वैसे ही है,
So wherever one has Shraddha, one will attain
नाम प्रपद्यन्ते
like that only.
भजाम्यहम्। तो तामस तथैव भजाम्यहम् का मतलब ये है कि
So here Tams Tathaiva Bhajamyaham means that Bhagavan is telling, my empathy for that person is also like that only.
तुम मेरे साथ मेरे को बेटा मानते हो,
You consider me as your son, then I will consider you as my father. You consider me as your husband, I consider you as my wife. You consider me as your lover, I consider you as my beloved.
मानते हो,
You consider me as the master, I consider you as my servant.
और उनको
So Bhagavan reciprocates accordingly.
अनुसार वही सबसे बढ़िया दिखता है।
And every person, according to his relation, whichever way he sees Bhagavan, he considers it as the best. Hanumanji has Dasa Bhav, so he is fully satisfied and happy in that only. One who has Sakha Bhav is happy in that only. One who considers Bhagavan as her husband is happy in that only.
भाव होगा
So Bhagavan says, according to your bhava, I will reciprocate, because in Bhagavan's shop everything is available.
स्टोर है,
He is like a big store, big mall.
सब कुछ
You can buy anything from there.
अब वो है क्या,
Now the question is, what is Bhagavan? So whatever he is telling is that only, because he only knows himself what he is.
अगर जान सकते हैं वो भी जाने ना जाने। तो इसलिए कहते हैं कि मैं आपकी भावना के अनुसार, और एक समय
So
में
that's why Bhagavan is telling, I reciprocate according to your bhavana. And at the same time, simultaneously, he can appear in different ways to different people. Depends on what is your perspective, from what angle you are
तो वैसे
trying to see him or analyze him.
इसलिए भगवान
Same like the holograph picture.
कंस के
When Bhagavan Sri
मल्लक्षेत्र
Krishna
में
was in the wrestling arena of
सब
Kamsa,
लोगों ने भिन्न भिन्न
then different people saw him in different ways.
निर्णाम स्त्रीणाम स्मरो मूर्तिमान। तो जो वहाँ पे मल्ल थे
So the wrestlers who were present there, Chanur and Mushtik,
भगवान तो उस समय 11 वर्ष के थे,
Bhagavan was just
लेकिन
of
उनको
11
बहुत
years old,
शक्तिशाल
but Bhagavan appeared to those wrestlers as a very powerful, strong wrestler.
क्योंकि वो तो मल्ल है ना, तो सोच रहे हैं हमसे
Because the wrestler
लड़ने के लिए आ रहे हैं,
is seeing Bhagavan as his opponent who is coming to fight. So Bhagavan appeared as a wrestler only.
अगर मनुष्यों को ऐसे दिखे कि
To the other human beings, he appeared as a very beautiful human being
और
with very good character. To the women,
स्मरो मूर्तिमान, स्त्रियों को
he
एकदम जैसे मूर्तिमान
appeared
देव के रूप
as Kamadev personified.
नाम स्वजन हो तो शास्त्र नृपाम भूभुजाम शास्त्र। तो जो उनके अपने स्वजन थे,
So his own relatives were there, the Gop
तो दिखाई दिए, ये भी हमारी तरह एक
Balakas. Then Bhagavan also
और जो राजा
appeared as a Gopa child,
जो
and the kings who had
उनके विरुद्ध
arrived there,
को दिखाई दिए कि
who were
शक्ति
against Krishna, Bhagavan appeared as very powerful person to them. And to his own parents, Vasudeva and Devaki, he appeared to them as a small child.
और मृत्यु भोज पते विराट विदुषाम, कंस को ऐसे दिखाई दिए कि ये तो मेरा काल आ गया, ऐसे
And
दिखे
in front of Kamsa, he appeared as Kal or death.
और जो अज्ञानी व्यक्ति थे उनको विराट,
And to the ignorant people, he appeared as the Virat Purush. And to the yogis, he appeared as the Param Tattva.
विष्णु नाम पर देवते थी, और जो विष्णु लोग थे उनको एक देवता के रूप में दिखाई
And to the Vrishnis, he appeared as Devata.
जो है
So, same Bhagavan,
रूपों में
he
अनेक लोगों को इस प्रकार से दिखाई दिए।
manifested himself differently to different people.
सही बात। तो इसलिए कहा ये यथा माम प्रपद्य,
So that's why he,
तो जैसा
he says, the way you, the bhava in which you take my shelter, I also reciprocate
अनुग्रह ही है।
accordingly.
अगर नास्तिक लोगों को छोड़ रहे हैं अलग से तो
Because everything is Bhagavan's mercy only. If he is ignoring the Nastikas, the atheists, that is also mercy. If he is killing the Asuras, the demons, that is also his mercy only. And on devotees anyway, he is always merciful. So this is his great quality. Like there is mother at home
पुत्र हैं
and her sons.
कट्टा बड़ा
So let's say one son is very strong, powerful, well built. The other is an infant. So she feeds very sumptuously to the first one, but she feeds just milk to the infant.
भोजन बनाती है,
So she prepares food, she cooks food according
उसको जो है
to what the son needs. So you can't say that she is partial. Why she is feeding khichdi to one, just only milk to the other.
जिसकी आवश्यकता है
According to the son's need, she feeds the son. Similarly, Bhagavan is also like that.
तो अब इसमें कोई ये प्रश्न कर
So
सकता है
now somebody may
ये था मान,
raise the question that Bhagavan said
तो क्या हम द्वेष से भी उनको पहुंच
that according to one's bhava, I reciprocate accordingly. Can we achieve him by dvesha also?
इसकी बात नहीं है यहाँ पर।
So answer is here Bhagavan has used the word prapadyate, taking his shelter, not envying or being jealous of him.
और मम वर्तमानु वर्तन्ते मनुष्य पार्थ सर्वशः, तो सभी मनुष्य जो हैं वो मेरे मार्ग
So
का ही
all
अनुसरण करते
human beings, they follow my path
हैं।
only.
सादा अर्थ तो यही है कि जितने भी
So one straight meaning is that all the paths have been created by him only, whether it is karma, yoga, bhakti, whichever it is.
तो सब उन्हीं के दिए हुए हैं और
All paths are yogas are given by him only.
उन्हीं का दिया हुआ है।
The Nastikvad, atheism, that is also given by him only,
तो उन्होंने भगवान को नहीं माना ना, तो ये भी उन्हीं का
because
दिया हुआ है।
they are not believing in Bhagavan. That is also given by him only. So whatever you believe in, you are following his path only. Now, but destination will be different. It is another point that which on from which path he wants to bring you to himself. Another point is that on all paths everyone is following him only.
प्रमाणम कुरुते लोकस्तदनुवर्तते। तो मैं श्रेष्ठ हूँ, जैसा मैं आचरण करता हूँ तो लोग वैसा ही।
So Bhagavan is telling that I am Shrestha, the way I behave, people follow me.
और पहले भी कहा था उन्होंने इस बात को, मम वर्तमानुवर्त,
Earlier also he said this,
कि लोग जो है अगर मैं ठीक से काम नहीं करूँगा तो लोग जो है फिर वो भी
Bhagavan said that if I do not act properly, then people will also not act properly, citing my example. They will say that, okay, Bhagavan behaved like that,
सब मेरे पर
he acted like that, we also follow him.
क्योंकि जैसे
So everyone follows
होती है
Bhagavan only. So like there is a rainfall, and ultimately the rainwater, ultimately it enters the ocean only.
सागरम प्रति गच्छति सर्वदेव नमस्कारम केशवम प्रति गच्छति। तो जितने भी देवताओं को आप नमस्कार करते हैं तो वो केशव को जाते हैं, क्योंकि सब उन्हीं के
All the devatas to whom you offer obeisances, ultimately it all goes to Bhagavan only,
भक्ता यजन्ते श्रद्धया
because they are all ultimately his forms only.
भगवान कहते हैं कि जो दूसरे देवताओं का यजन करता है वो भी मेरा ही यजन करता है, लेकिन वो कहते हैं कि वो अविधि पूर्वक कर रहा है। तो चाहे
So
सब
Bhagavan says that there are others, those who are worshipping other devatas, they are also worshipping Bhagavan only, but in the wrong way,
कि आप
avidhi purvak.
पर चलिए,
So there are some paths which Bhagavan tells clearly that you follow this path, and why he has created different paths, why not just one path? Because people raise this question that in Hinduism there are so many deities, so many paths, it's a very bewildering dharma. No, different paths are given according to different levels of qualification. All people are not qualified in equal way. Just like different people have different capacity to eat food,
अपना परिमाण में कर
people eat in different quantity,
अपनी
different menu.
भोजन करता है और वो
According to one's hunger,
शक्ति
one eats
ज़्यादा खाएगा
and gets nourishment.
करेगा, कम खाएगा तो भी हानि
If
करेगा,
he eats
अपना पोषण नहीं
more than required, it will be harmful.
कार्य के अनुसार मार्ग
So according to the level of qualification, according to one's qualification, different path is given.
सारी अलग है।
Karma, Gyan and Bhakti, all three paths have different
समाज में चलता है
qualifications.
तो ये मार्ग सब उन्हीं के हैं,
So all these paths are given by him only,
करते हैं वो
but whatever he
अंत में जाकर ये
recommends, that is bhakti,
प्रियतमम भूय शृणु मे तव,
because at the end this is what he will say.
सबसे बड़ा
Now I will tell you the most secret,
बोलते हैं मन मना भव
the biggest secret.
को मेरे
So there he says,
तो
you become my devotee.
रिकमेंडेशन तो उनकी भक्ति की है,
So his recommendation is for bhakti only.
उनकी बात को नहीं मानते हैं और अपनी इच्छा के अनुसार अपना मार्ग
Those who do not listen to him but want to follow their own mind,
जो
for them their different paths are also given. But the
में सब चल सकते हैं,
main road on which everyone can travel, which is the
क्योंकि हमारे शरीर
path of the heart,
और शरीर
that is bhakti only.
सबके शरीर के स्वभाव और गुण धर्म
Everyone's swabhava, guna, dharma is different,
के सब गुण
but
धर्म एक ही हैं,
all the atmas they have same guna dharma. So bhakti is the dharma of the atma. Others are related to the body.
तो इसलिए कहते हैं कि ये सब मेरे ही
That's why he says these paths are all mine only.
जो मेरे जन्म कर्म को समझता है,
But one who understands my birth and activities,
दया माम उपाश्रिता, जो मेरे शरण लेता है, तो वो सर्वश्रेष्ठ है। ऐसे
that person is the greatest. This is what he recommends.
प्रवचन यहीं
So we will stop here.
प्रश्न
If
पूछो।
you have any question, you can ask.
बाबा जी, एक प्रश्न है कि मानसिक रूप से
Question:
शांत होना तथा विषय भोग में लिप्त ना
being
होना
peaceful at mind and not
क्या
engaging in
थकान
sense gratification
थकान होने
is
के कारण
difficult.
विषय भोग में
Too
लिप्त
much does too much work not help in reducing sense gratification due to fatigue of body? Answer: yes. If you will remain busy in your work, you will not get time for sense enjoyment,
शक्ति भी नहीं रहेगी,
and you will not have that much energy also for sense enjoyment because you will be tired, because we have limited capacity. But this is not a solution to get rid of sense gratification
आपको अपने जो
by staying away from it, by engaging in too much work.
विषय जो है वो हावी हैं तो अपने को व्यस्त
But
करके रखें।
if senses are overpowering you, then you should remain engaged, because empty mind is devil's workshop.
मन को, जैसे मैंने कहा ना कि मन को कुछ विषय
As I said, that mind always needs a vishaya.
आश्रिता।
Bhagavan said,
बाबा जी, मेरा एक प्रश्न है। आपने बताया कि जब
question,
हमारा किसी
you said that
या
when we have
किसी
attachment
वस्तु तो
for
राग
someone
उसके विरोध वाली वस्तु का से
or
द्वेष
some
है।
object,
तो मेरा प्रश्न ये है कि कभी
like we
कभी
have raga and dvesha, sometimes I
मुझे
see
पता है कि
that
एक चीज है जिसमें मेरा राग है और उसके
I know
जो
that I have
उसमें मेरा
attachment
द्वेष
for
है।
something
और मुझे ये भी
and I
समझ
have
में आता है कि
aversion
जिसमें मेरा
for what
द्वेष
is
है वो
opposite,
मेरे
and I also
लिए
understand that
लाभदायक है, हानिकारक नहीं है।
I
तो
feel,
इस
I
चीज
understand
में
that it is not
और मुझे ये भी पता है कि जिस चीज जो मुझे अच्छी लगती है वो कभी मेरे लिए घातक भी हो सकती है अगर मैं ज़्यादा मात्रा में लूँ तो मेरा प्रश्न ये है कि
and
अगर
I also
हमें
understand if I
समझ
consume
में
too much, it
इस
is
समझ
not
में जब
good
हम
for
आते
me.
हैं कि
So then
उस
question is, if I understand this, how can I achieve that state
वो
where I act according to this understanding? I go beyond raga dvesh.
क्योंकि आपका मन जो है वो
So the answer is, you have to respect your buddhi. Mind is attached, mind has
बुद्धि
the
से
raga,
सोचेगा कि ये ठीक नहीं
but with your buddhi you have to understand it is not correct.
पाएगा, ये
It will
गंतव्य
deviate me
तक मैं नहीं पहुंच सकता।
from my destination.
तो बुद्धि की थोड़ी सुननी पड़ेगी वहां पर,
So you will have to obey your intelligence,
थोड़ा
and
सीखना पड़ेगा बुद्धि से।
you have to subdue
ये बहुत
the
सही
mind.
उत्तर लगता है बाबा जी। और बस एक इसमें संदेह ये आता है कि यदि हम बुद्धि का
So
इस्तेमाल
this
पूरी
answer
तरीके से तथा
appears
व्यक्त
to be
करते हैं
correct,
तो
but the
उसमें
doubt is
और
that
कहीं
if I
दबाने
obey
दबाने
my
से
intelligence and subdue my mind,
नहीं है कि आप
so that subduing does not mean
लालसा रहे उसमें,
that you have desire within,
मतलब है कि
but
उसको
you are
थोड़ा
artificially
व्यक्त
suppressing it.
करने समझ कर,
Suppressing means,
ये हानिकारक
here what I mean by subduing is, by understanding you do not act according to the desire of mind,
बाहर से आप
but
दबा
you
दें
have too much desire in the mind and externally you are suppressing just to have make a good image in the public.
कहीं ना कहीं निकलना
Then
पड़ेगा उसमें।
that desire of the mind will come out somewhere in the other way, and then you will
बुद्धि से
become a
ऐसी बात
mithyachari,
निकलेगी कि नहीं ये तो
engage in hypocrisy. So by your buddhi, you have to understand this is not correct, and understanding it is wrong, you should
दूसरे के कारण
stay
बनता
away
है,
from it. Not that thinking what people will think
या
if
हमारे
I do this, and then you stay away from it
परिवार वाले
just to maintain image.
उससे कोई
If you are restraining just to
ऐसा है
maintain
कि
image, that is not correct.
जाते हैं तो ठीक है, लेकिन वो बहुत
That is also fine, but it is not long lasting.
ललित जी कृपया अपना प्रश्न पूछें।
Radhe Babaji, thanks for this class. I did miss the beginning, so you may have covered it due to internet connection. My question is this manmana, or madmai. You said it should be just like how we are attracted to something in a material, may a boy to a girl to a boy, or whatever the object is. and the attraction for the object and the absorption of the mind should be the same. Now, I'm having difficulty in trying to understand this. Specifically, I'm going to give you an example. Like, let's suppose I want to become an expert cyclist. I want to win the Tour de France. So everything is around getting the best bicycle, putting in the best hours of practice, having a proper diet. But throughout doing all these things, I may have to work, I may have to interact, I may have to drive around. In those cases, I'm not specifically thinking about my object of being the best cyclist. I'm actually fully absorbed into driving or cooking or, reading or taking tips or doing the materialistic things that I have to do to get to my object. Now I'm trying to translate this into the spiritual side when I'm actually wanting to have Krishna as my object, and then also my mind should be absorbed in him. But I still have to live on a material platform of doing things. So is it good enough that I do it in the same way as if I want to be a cyclist, in that I get absorbed in the object, but my primary drive is to become the cyclist? Please, can you help me with this?
हाँ, तो मन तो ऐसा है कि मन तो हमारा एक
So
ही है,
mind is such that we have one mind only,
गुण है,
and it is the quality of the mind that at a time it can engage in do one thing only.
कुछ काम कर रहे
So
हैं,
when you are driving or doing something else, then your mind will be engaged there only. But
मुख्य उद्देश्य है वो तो आपके
your main goal,
में रहता ही है ना, आपकी चेतना में।
that is there in your chitta, that this is what I want to become or I want to achieve. I want to win the race.
उद्देश्य सही रख
So in Bhakti path also, we should have our clear goal that we want to attain the prema of Bhagavan. That is our goal.
बिजनेस कर रहा
And then along with that, if I'm doing business or whatever, when I'm doing business, I have to engage my mind in business. But the undercurrent,
हूँ बेस में जो हमारी
the base, the foundational
जागरूकता है,
awareness, consciousness, that is that I am bhakta and I want to attain
से काम करना है,
Shuddha Bhakti.
जो हम संसार में व्यवहार कर
So we have to work accordingly. When we are working in this world, then obviously we have to engage our mind there. Otherwise,
करते रहें,
if we are doing japa during your work, that is not working.
बोल
प्रणाम बाबा जी। प्रणाम बाबा जी। उस प्रश्न का बुद्धि को आदर करने का बात आपने जो कहा,
So you told about respecting buddhi.
ये यहाँ से मदद मिल सकते है बाबा जी, क्योंकि हम महाभारत में या रामायण में बहुत सारे कहानियाँ होती है, क्योंकि हम अपने आप नहीं कर
In
सकते।
Mahabharata and Ramayana, there are many stories. On our own, we find difficult to use our buddhi, but we find many stories in the Shastra where somebody behaved obeying his buddhi, and the other person behaved disobeying the buddhi, and we see the result,
कहानियों में भी
different results in the stories.
क्योंकि यहाँ ये प्रश्न ये पूछ रहा
So we should study those stories. Why I'm asking?
बारे में बीच में भगवद गीता क्लास में बताया उस दिन।
So I'm asking because once you had told,
अब्सॉर्बिंग है, एक बार पढ़ने लगा हूँ, उस दिन से महाभारत का अलग अलग स्टोरियाँ पढ़ने लगा हूँ, तो रोज हमारे जिंदगी में जो संघर्ष होती है मटेरियल लाइफ
so I have started reading stories in Mahabharata, and we have so many struggles in life. When I study Bhagavat, it is full rasa.
किसी के साथ लिंक्ड नहीं है, हमारे मटेरियल डीलिंग्स के साथ लिंक्ड नहीं है। हमको रोज पढ़ना चाहिए बाबा जी, नहीं पढ़ना चाहिए वैष्णव?
पढ़ना चाहिए जब
So should we study those stories of Mahabharata and all daily or no? Answer: yes, you should study. It is very helpful because we do not have, we are not habituated to sadhana, to spirituality. So those material attachments, they keep cropping up in the mind. So if you study regularly, daily, it is good to remain aware, studying and then analyzing what is the lesson for us.
पवन जी कहते हैं कि इन प्रवचनों के आधार पर एक
Comment,
सभी
please write a book on such discourses so that everyone can be benefited.
ठीक है। प्रार्थना श्लोक। सर्वोपनिषदो गावो दुग्धा गोपालनन्दनः पार्थो वत्सः सुधीर्भोक्ता दुग्धं गीतामृतं महत् एकं शास्त्रं देवकी पुत्रगीतम् एको देवो देवकी पुत्र एव एको मन्त्रस्तस्य नामानि यानि कर्माप्येकं तस्य देवस्य सेवा कार्पण्यदोषोपहतः स्वभावः इच्छामि त्वां धर्मसम्मूढचेताः यच्छ्रेयस्यात्मनिश्चितं ब्रूहि तन्मे शिष्यस्तेऽहं साधिमां त्वां प्रपन्नम् यत्र योगेश्वरः कृष्णो यत्र पार्थो धनुर्धरः तत्र श्रीर्विजयो भूतिर् ध्रुवा नीतिर्मतिर्मम कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकी नंदनाय च नंदगोपकुमाराय गोविन्दाय नमो नमः नमः पंकजनाभाय नमः पंकजमालिने नमः पंकजनेत्राय नमस्ते पंकजांघ्रये भवे भवे यथा भक्तिर् पादयोस्तव जायते तथा कुरुष्व देवेश नाथस्त्वं नो यतः प्रभो नाम संकीर्तनं यस्य सर्वपापप्रणाशनं प्रणामो दुःखशमनस्तं नमामि हरिं परम् हरि ओम तत्सत्।